You're welcome back. After the Supreme Court ordered the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, to withhold allocations to Rivers State for disobeying court orders, the political drama has taken a new twist this time. The Martin Amaewhule-led faction has given the governor 48 hours to present the 2025 budget to the lawmakers. Now, here's what you should know.
The Supreme Court has also nullified the local government elections conducted in the state last year. The Martin's Amaewhule faction have denied the campaign to the APC despite videos showing their solidarity chants. On January the 2nd, Governor Fubara signed the 1.1 trillion naira 2025 budget into law after presenting it to lawmakers led by Victor Oko-Jumbo. Earlier yesterday, after giving the state address over the weekend, Governor Siminalayi Fubara spoke to his supporters and had this to say.
The House expects you to present the 2025 appropriation bill within 48 hours. 3, that since the Supreme Court in the judgment delivered in suit number LC/CV/1105/2024 nullified the purported Rivers State local government elections of 5th October 2024 for non-compliance with the Electoral Act, among other reasons, the House will soon commence the process of amending the Rivers State Local Government Law number 5 of 2018 and the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission Law number 2 of 2018.
I want to assure you, all our supporters, I know the news that broke that on Friday must have dampened your spirit. Raise up. What is ahead is more than what we just passed. So, as a human being, I know you feel somehow, but just relax. God has our back. Our back is not on anybody, it's God. I want to thank you for your support and assure you that if there is one person on this planet Earth that will continue to stand by you, I will be that person.
There you have it, the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara. Now, with all this drama happening, what does this mean for Nigerian politics, especially democracy? Let's also discuss how the people of Rivers State are faring under this latest development. And joining us to explore the conversation is political commentator and human rights activist Ann-Kio Briggs. Good morning, and thank you for joining us, ma'am.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
I think a great way to begin the conversation would be to get your general sense of the latest updates regarding the court judgment and how the people of Rivers have, the sentiment expressed. Because before all of this happened, we did see that the governor had a lot of support from the people of Rivers State. Are we starting to see, or is that support still there, or would you say that it's now leaned to the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike?
Absolutely not. One thing we must not misunderstand is the absolute and total support of the majority of the peoples of Rivers State. Nobody can claim to have 100% support, whether for the minister or whether for the governor of Rivers State. But what I can categorically say, and if you go on the streets of Port Harcourt, and even perhaps on the streets of other cities or capitals in the other states in Niger Delta, you will find out that the governor has a lot of support. Some are saying that the governor is not using the powers, as it is known as the governor of Rivers State, to exercise those powers. And the governor, people who don't know the governor may not appreciate the type of person that the governor is. The governor is a very calm person. And the people of Rivers State have come to love the governor, even people who didn't know him before this time. The crisis that I call the madness, political madness in Rivers State is unbelievable in what is going on in Rivers State, knowing fully well the political and economic complications that this will bring to Nigeria as a country, and the flow of oil and gas, which is the mainstay of Nigeria. I'm very surprised and quite disappointed at the same time, and horrified that we have today a president who, in the person of President Bola Tinubu, who has gone through a very similar thing during his own tenure of governor, when his allocation, his local government allocation, was stopped by Obasanjo for a purpose. Now, did he, as a human being and as a governor, accept what was being done to him, which is very similar to what is being done to Siminalayi Fubara? No, he did not. And therefore, the question remains, why does he think that the people of Rivers State and the governor of Rivers State that represents them at the federal level will allow what he is turning a blind eye to today in Nigeria? The political crisis in Nigeria, in Rivers State, will not, if the PDP in collaboration, part of the PDP, in collaboration with APC, continue to perpetrate this injustice against the people of Rivers State. They think the injustice is against Fubara, but it's not. It's against the people of Rivers State. We're not going to be able to pay, the government is not going to be able to pay teachers, they're not going to be able to pay all employees of government at local level. And so ask yourself, who is the Supreme Court punishing? This Supreme Court is the same Supreme Court that has left a vacuum. There is a vacuum at the level of local government right now by the decision and judgment that the Supreme Court has given against the people and the government of Rivers State. Who do they think is going to run the local government after they have taken this decision?
That brings me to this question, Madam. The Supreme Court, like you rightly said, has that the ruling has really shaken up Rivers State, and I'm glad you made the reference, the historical reference to Lagos State when under the Obasanjo administration, where their allocation was withheld. The state's federal allocation has been frozen. We know that now. How much of a financial chokehold does this put on Fubara's government, and what are its implications for the people of your dear Rivers State? How can the administration survive this?
The administration will survive because the governor has the favor, the backing, the support of the people of Rivers State, particularly the people who are going to suffer immensely from this decision and judgment, if you like, the Supreme Court has given. And we're all human beings. If you look into the story of Rivers State and what has happened since that terrible day that the governor was attacked by the police, that day of when they wanted to, if you like, overthrow the governor of Rivers State. From that day moving till today, the governor has not lost support, he has gained support. So the people who have been put under this economic pressure on top of the devastating economic conditions that Rivers people have come to live with since this government came into power. The people will survive this. The government will survive this. Like Governor Fubara has continued to assure the people that are going to be affected, and in general, the people of Rivers State, that one way or the other, that this government will be able to take charge of their responsibility. Now, what these people are doing is attacking the people of Rivers State, and it is not the governor that will eventually react to this. It is the majority of the people of Rivers State, the national, the labor organization or the brother labor organization have already said that if their members are not paid, that they will take action. Some may say that they will not do anything. Well, there is that one. But the truth of the matter then is that people will take action. There is already a group that has said the governor should evict these lawmakers whom legal minds have said that they are no longer lawmakers. And if you look at the precedents that have been set before the issues of Rivers State arose, then it is a fact by law that when you cross over from a party that is yours, that brought you to a position through the people, and if you leave your responsibilities that has been given to you on behalf of the people and go to another party, you automatically, by that precedent that has been set, you lose your seat. Now, what is it these people are afraid of? If they think they are so popular, why can't we go for an election? If you remember, when this election, local government election was held, already there was a ruling, there was a decision, a law that has been passed that within 3 months of a local government expiring, you must have an election. Number 2, Fubara was within his right to conduct an election. Number 3, the PDP as a party, the faction of PDP as a party decided that they will not partake in this election. Hence, another political party came up and presented their people for election, and their people won. I know that I will vote again for the same local government chairman that I voted for in my local government chairman that in the last election. I have spoken to so many LG's members. I've spoken to so many people in Rivers State. And the consensus is that the majority of the people that voted last time are still going to vote. Now there is the fear and there is the fear and the suspicion that, like before, there will be violence. Well, if the president and the PDP, APC, are going to sit by and watch violence erupt, because it is when you push people to the wall that you will find a resistance. And Rivers State people, since the governor has been sworn in, has been pushed to the wall over and over again. It's by the grace of God that we are still peaceful. And that's because we have a peaceful governor that is governing the state. And we believe in him. And Rivers people should be allowed to work with the governor that they have chosen. There is danger. I've said this constantly. The danger that is being perpetrated for the future, very near future, in Rivers State will consume the people that are perpetrating this this unacceptable political practice that is going on in Rivers State. States should remember that today is Rivers State, tomorrow it will be another state.
Right.
If the governor of Lagos State, Governor Tinubu at that time, did not allow what he is allowing today to happen in a state like mine that carries the Niger Delta itself, right, then we will hold the president responsible. He is responsible, but he cannot say that he does not know what is going on.
Okay,
If he doesn't know
we'll
what
come
is
back
going
to you.
on,
We'll come to the conversation. We'll come back to the conversation of the president, because we know that he had stepped into the arena a while ago, looking at the peace accord. But let's talk about what the implication of the Supreme Court ruling will be, or the Supreme Court judgment. We know that the governor has said that he would, his lawyers have informed him that they will get a certified true copy of the judgment on the 7th of March. But there have been multiple interpretations. Some have said that the court they've interpreted the court judgment to mean that the 27 lawmakers have been reinstated. Others have said, no, we're not quite sure what the true position is at this point. However, what are your thoughts towards the Martin Amaewhule-led assembly? How do you foresee that this might play out? And do you have concerns as to, the impact it will have on the government of Siminalayi Fubara?
And also to add to what Olive said, the Martin Amaewhule House has given Governor Fubara 48 hours to present the 2025 budget to him. Do you think this is realizable, and would the governor follow this instruction?
Well, sadly enough, we live in a country where a governor who is a chief executive officer, security officer of a state does not really have the right, if you like, irrespective of what the law may or may not say, to actually work together with the governor of a state to make sure that there is peace, there is calm, and there is rule of law in any state. Otherwise, I will say that we will have to wait and see what these 27 non-existing and no longer lawmakers are threatening the governor with. Now, if he doesn't represent this 2025 budget that has already been presented and passed, what exactly are they going to do? Are they going to unleash violence on the supporters of the governor? Are they going to unleash violence on the governor himself? Are they going to overrun the government house? Are they going to overrun? What exactly?
Are they going to impeach the governor?
Is that threat about? We will wait and see. They gave this threat 24 hours ago. The end of today is very likely to make it 48 hours. We will see, because you see, there is no way people will not defend what they believe in. And people believe in, and that was demonstrated very clearly in 2023, when we woke up to that fiasco in October. I can assure you that that is the same thing that will happen. And as I said, also don't forget that another group of Rivers indigents have also given the governor a time limit to evict those 27 lawmakers who by law, by the eye of the law, have no longer have anybody they are representing
right.
in the House of Assembly, because they left does not mean that the remaining four who refuse to leave cannot conduct their business in Rivers State. They've not left. Does that mean that their constituency should suffer for the foolishness of other people who decided to strip their constituents naked in the House of Assembly? No. Rivers people have a right to peace, and we will demand and continue to demand. Now, the president at the beginning of this, we called on him. I am amongst the other group of leaders that have existed before these political leaders who call themselves leaders. They are PDP elders. They are not elders only of in the totality of Rivers State. They are elders who are members and proclaimed supporters of the FCT minister, who is not a governor. He does not have rights, any governance rights over the people of Rivers State. The president is the president of Nigeria. He is not the governor of Rivers State. He's right. The president of Nigeria. And the governor has clearly by the way he waded in. We called on him to wade in. At no time did we tell him, when we appealed to him, if you like, to come into this matter since 2023.
Ma,
we tell him
I want to take you back, Ma. I want to take you back to something that you had said earlier. You talked about the implications of this and how it may potentially lead to violence in Rivers State if the local government elections need to be held again. And you did say that you will hold the president accountable if this led to violence. If you hold the president accountable, what role would you say the former governor and the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, plays? And do you think that he has an active role to play in all of this? He, of course, has given his response to the Supreme Court ruling saying that Siminalayi Fubara cannot play God and you have to play by the rules. So if you hold the president responsible, what role do you think Nyesom Wike plays in all of this?
If Nyesom Wike, the Federal Capital Territory Minister, is no longer the governor of Rivers State, and therefore further discussing his role in governance of Rivers State, in my opinion, is a waste of time. It's like expecting the receptionist of a company to be involved in decision making in board meetings. It's ridiculous. He is the minister, and a governor by hierarchy is higher and larger than a minister. Now, whether he single-handedly, as he claims, made Governor Fubara a governor or not, that's a past thing. To expect that Fubara should refer or defer any position or discussion about Rivers State outside of playing an advisory role is a decision the minister has made to destabilize, and the minister must be held accountable because he has made the decision to destabilize his own state from Abuja with the powers of Abuja.
Unfortunately, there's been a disconnection there. We do hope that we can reconnect with her again. We were joined by political commentator and human rights activist Ann-Kio Briggs, and it's been a conversation about the update in Rivers State, what exactly all of this means for the people of Rivers, for the government of Siminalayi Fubara, as well as what the next steps might be. She said that he's been given 48 hours to represent the budget of inclusivity, the 2025 budget in Rivers State. The 24 hours would elapse at the end of today, and we have 24 more hours to see what the House of Assembly members will do in Rivers State. Are they going to take laws into their hands? Or these 27 lawmakers, that their position has been contested, not just it's been contested for a while now, and the result of the Supreme Court ruling has been subject to several interpretations. Some thinking that,
And it's also important to note that the Supreme Court ruling, it's not in perpetuity. They gave conditions for the governor to fulfill X, Y, Z, and then restore allocation to you. It's not like they're blocking it for.
So that's for that one is for the funds, right?
Yes, for the funds.
Yes, they upheld the decision to withhold. So I'm talking of in terms of the 27 lawmakers, because there's still another case in court to determine the legitimacy of the 27 lawmakers. And it just feels like, all of this started a while back when there was allegedly an attempt to oust the position of the governor of the state. We saw different things happening, from the demolition of the House of Assembly complex, which they said was because of structural defects after the fire, to others saying, no, this wasn't any structural defect demolition. It was more strategic and more targeted, because if it was structural deficiencies, they would have maybe removed documents, but that everything was done in a hurry to ensure that they do not convene, So just a lot of drama. Rivers State politics hasn't had a break in the past few months.
And it's very avoidable and unfortunate.
Very, very avoidable. Okay, we're now reconnected again with activist Ann-Kio Briggs. Thank you very much for joining us once again, ma'am. Just to finalize your thoughts regarding, what the position is and the role that the president has to play, the role of the former governor, the Minister of the FCT, has to play in all of this, and what your expectations are for Rivers State going forward.
And as I was saying before we had that hitch, I ended with saying that Dr. Peter Otili and his wife and Jonathan were responsible from how he became a local government chairman to all the way to becoming eventually a governor of Rivers State. If he himself is now accusing the governor of Rivers State of what he wants to be to Rivers State, that is playing God. He cannot play God. He is no longer the governor of Rivers State. And so therefore, nobody sees him as the governor of Rivers State. He is the former governor of Rivers State. He is not the governor of Rivers State. The concern, therefore, rounding up, the concern that the majority of Rivers people, including myself, and I take responsibility for that position, is to say that what is going on in Rivers State, the threats and counter threats, the 27 people from the local government chairman whose tenure expired, that were calling the present governor, Mumu governor, Yeye governor, this and that, unprintable names to a governor, and that this governor has maintained his calm, should be a surprise and a thing of praise to any self-respecting politician in Nigeria, not just in Rivers State. If this were anywhere else and any other person but Siminalayi Fubara, Rivers State would be a different story today as you and I are speaking. I am calling again as a member of the leaders and elders of thoughts in Rivers State, a body that was formed in 2014. I'm calling on the president of Nigeria, not because he's the governor of Rivers State, but because he's the president of Nigeria, that if he continues to throw Fubara to the wolves in Rivers State and pretend that he doesn't know what is happening because of political and personal and economic interest of a lot of people, in the sense that they have gathered themselves into this opposition of Fubara and think that they can remove Fubara from power. It's a dangerous game to play, because the people of Rivers State, the majority, not all, the majority of the people of Rivers State will not accept. Look at what happened just to highlight. Look at what happened in America, in the White House a few days ago, where a man at war was invited, he seemed to think, for a peaceful discussion and resolution to a painful situation he's been going through for the past 3 years. And look at the attack that was rained down on this man. And at the end of the day, the whole world, even supporters of Trump, are against what happened to that man. I compare this very similarly to what Fubara is going through. But I can assure you, as Ann-Kio Briggs, that there is a major support for the governor of Rivers State. And whatever the governor of Rivers State chooses to do, if it is in the interest of the people of Rivers State, you will likely see 100% support for the governor of Rivers State.
Thank you so much, Madam Ann-Kio Briggs, for your time. We do appreciate you joining us this morning on Breakfast Central to shed light and insight on the goings-on in Rivers State.
And ultimately, we wish the people of Rivers State all the best. We hope that things work out in your favor. Thank you for your time, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for caring about my loving state.
Yeah, you're welcome, ma'am.